Hello Dothack collectors and crafters. Today we're going to do a measurement for the Makoto Plush here. This is a character that was featured in Dothack the movie Beyond the World, as you see right here. This was a PS3 hybrid disc which had a movie on it. The character here was a personal assistant AI for the Sora kite character here. Kind of acting like a little alarm clock, a little personal assistant like Google Home or Alexa, and basically a little computer, but was featured just sitting on the dresser for the Sora character. Now, this is a plush, real soft, insulated fabric type of little character with beady little eyes and a lot of stitching patterns here. This was featured in the 2012 Comic Market 83 Special Edition Lucky Bag on December 29, 2012 for 5,000 Japanese yen. Be sure to check my Dothack Shorts video on this item right here. So this item, it's got a kind of like an orange peel rind type of build here. The color, it's pretty yellow. Not sure if it's coming through well on the camera, but to me in person, I don't know, maybe like a Winnie the Pooh kind of yellow. I wouldn't say school bus yellow or canary yellow. I'd say it's a little more faded, a little more darker, but that could also be because of this tan base right here. As you can see, kind of has these little four-prong foot thing going on here. There's also a pattern here on the bottom. So this is the front. Here's your bottom right here from the front side. And then this will be the back. Some of these stitch lines here go all the way to a certain point, but they don't go to the top. Now from the top, you'll see there's 4 different fabric sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, like I said, in each one, you have one that doesn't go quite all the way to the top. From the side, kind of have this wavy shape going along, as you see right here. Now, these all stop mostly where the tan meets the yellow, but the one in the back definitely goes down to the bottom. Even the one on the side stops, and there's nothing in the front. So only the back one goes from the top and travels along all the way to the bottom right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lay it down on this 8.5 by 11 American size standard paper. I'm gonna trace it. Just so we get the general idea of its body shape. Again, that's just the general idea of its body. And let's go ahead and measure it. I have this ribbon tape measure right here. The one side's got centimeters or inches, and then the other side does have centimeters. So we'll be able to measure both of them. So from this stitch to this stitch, we're looking at 8 inches. And 8 inches is going to be about 20.5 centimeters. So we got 8 inches, 20.5 centimeters. And then from the top here, actually let's do the back. The top here, traveling along to this stitch down here, we got about 7.5 or 19. No, 19.5. So 7.5 inches, and that was about 19.5 centimeters. So we got the width, we got the height. Let's see what else we can do. Mind you, I don't do stitching, making plushes, messing with fabric or sewing of any kind. So if you pardon me about my lack of terminology here, but let's take a look at this. Let's get this wave thing going on here. So we'll go from this mark here to the other side here. So right there to back here. Looks like we're about 5.25 inches on the gray. And then that would be about 14 centimeters. Let's do from this stitch here to this stitch here. Ooh. And looking at 6 3/4. And centimeters, that would be 17.5. Okay, this logo, which I'll do here off the side. So the logo is 6 centimeters tall. And inches, about 2 1/4. Width is 1.5. That is not an even centimeter. So 4 centimeters, what's that, 2 millimeters after that? And then the inner circle here is about 1.2. And inches, about a half an inch. Now from the inner ring, looks like it's 1 inch from this edge to this edge is 1 inch. Centimeters, it's 3 centimeters. Now from this line here to this line here, they're looking at 3 centimeters, or 1 1/8. The W smile here is about 7/8. And that would be about 2.5 centimeters. And that's just the tip of the W to tip of the W. The height is definitely 1.5. centimeters. And 1/4 inch. Now from eye to eye, from the center of the eye is 2.1/8 inch. I'm looking about 5.5 centimeters. The eyes themselves let's see here. Yeah, just slight of a half of a centimeter. So about 0.7. 0.7 centimeters. About 1/4 inch. Alright, so let's talk about placement. So from the top seam right here, the eyes are about 2.5 down. In centimeters, that is 7. And this seam on the top of the forehead right there, is 5.5 centimeters. That seam is in inches, 2 inches. So the seam is just right above the eyes. Then if you want the placement for the emblem from the gray, you're looking about 3 inches. And that's going to be, not quite 8, so it's like 7.7. Okay, so there's a seam going here and here, and it's going to be fairly close to the eye. So that seam to the tan is 9 centimeters. About 3 1/4. Yeah. So from here, this seam to the seam on the edge kind of looks like it tapers though. So it goes from big and it gets small. So I'm gonna go from the middle here. We're looking at, so yeah, it does get down less than 2 inches and starts off like about 2 1/4, 2 1/8, and ends at 1 5/8. And the ears are stitched on, coming through from, looks like the inside, but they're folded in a way to give it a curvature on the inside. I have no idea how any of this works, so I'm just going to measure the ears. So from its base to the tip, if I can get it on camera, I would say it's about 1 3/8. Or roughly 4 centimeters. From ear to ear, and I'm talking about from the inside of the ear to the other inside of the ear, it is 5 centimeters. Or about 2 3/4. No, sorry, 1 3/4. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got here. It's going to taper again, so it's kind of a problem. Well, let's just do this pattern down here on the bottom. So this pattern down here, we got 2 3/8. about 6.5 centimeters. And then the height, we have 6 centimeters. Looking like 2.25. Oh boy, looks like an anatomy of a cow or something over here. Let's see, so the front for the gray got 1.25. And 3.5. But the back is definitely taller than the front. The back, like a wedgie, looking about 2 inches. About 5 centimeters. So that's quite the measurements we got so far right there. From the eyes, the bottom, the mouth, the ears, placement of the eyes, placement of the, I guess you would call that the flame symbol in Dothack waveform? I forget. It's in one of the books. From the width, the height of the whole units, the emblem, the tan area, the yellow areas. Got quite a bit of measurements right there. And I'll see about scanning this and putting it online. And possibly linking the scanned image here on the description down below of this video. But let's measure the fabric and fluff. So my scale is 0.0 grams. Let's see, 107, 107, 106, 106.6, 106.6, 107.2, 106.6. We're going to give it an average of 107 on the dot. Now, unfortunately, I don't plan to tear this apart to actually measure fabric versus fluff, so you're going to have to weigh your own accordingly. It's also 3.7 ounces. Oh, so there you have it. That is the measurements of the Makoto Plush that was featured in the movie Dothack Beyond the World. Unfortunately, CC2 never re-released these ever. The one and only from the Comic Market 83 Special Lucky Bag was the only time they released this exact plush. With the Chim Chims, however, this got released so many times. This is the first edition from Comiket with the GU logo. There was a second release for the 15th anniversary, and then there was the one where they colored them all for different characters' designs. So Chim Chim's got more love than Makoto, unfortunately, but here we have it. Obviously, quantities are very limited on what they had available back in 2012, and unfortunately, I imagine many of them got destroyed over time with kids, dogs, poor, collecting storable, or maybe just got lost or thrown away. So whatever the quantity they had off of these, I imagine the quantity is going to get a lot smaller over time. But hopefully with this information here, many of you can start making your own Makoto plushes, or maybe you can make your own character Makoto plush like the Chim Chims, how they themed them after other Dothack characters. So if you do, please be sure to share your creations with us over on our Dothack Discord or any of our social media pages or down below in the comments of this YouTube video. We would love to see other creations of anything Dothack, but particularly the Makoto plush. If you need more help, be sure to ask us on the Dothack Discord or in the comments below. I will be able to provide any more information that I possibly can. In terms of fabric colors, maybe one day I'll go into like a fabric store like Joann's Fabrics, Michael's, and maybe I'll see if I can find something that comes in close familiarity of the texture, the color, and the feel of this plush here. But until then, be sure to keep an eye on our YouTube channel by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and also joining all of us on social media. And we'll do what we can to work together on helping everyone have their own crafts assembled out there. And maybe somebody can, when they make their own and they get it, one-to-one, maybe they can share their fabric patterns, and that would be awesome. That way everyone else can get a one-to-one scale of this little guy right here. So thank you for watching, and like I said, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and this video. We really appreciate it, and thank you for watching.